Welcome back to the She's on Fire podcast. I am so excited to be back here again. I took a little bit of time off because we were changing classroom platforms. So it was this huge job, but the new platform is absolutely awesome. Just so you know, it's super cool. So, anyways, this is going to be a hot minute. It's not going to be a long podcast, but it's something that I really had on my mind that I wanted to talk about for a few minutes. All right. And it's going to be kind of an unpopular opinion, but that's okay. So I've had many coaches from mindset to business. So I really see how a lot of different programs are run. And one of the things that I see most coaches often do, who literally they're saying that they serve people and this is how they serve and da 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 da. But they keep a very, very strict schedule. And if someone can't be on a call because schedules don't match up, it's basically like, well, you can watch the replay. And I've been lucky because I have a situation where much of the time I can work my schedule hours and be on calls and stuff like that for myself for, if I'm in a program. Um, you know, the issue that I see though is there's a lot of people who don't have that flexibility to be on calls. And really that's not how I roll. It's in my program or my higher ticket programs, I should say. And like I said, this is a very unpopular opinion because coaches want to have that strict schedule. Uh, but here's why I don't. All right. There are women who work regular jobs, regular 9 to 5 jobs. Um, and me having a call at noon isn't going to help them. Right. There are moms who have kids in school. So having a call at 4 or something like that, it's not going to be the greatest thing for them. Right. There are all kinds of different scenarios. Now, we could go through a ton of them and something might not work for everybody, right? It's a difficult thing to have to work out. I do believe in setting boundaries without a doubt. You've got to have strict boundaries in your business, right? You need to protect your time. But while I expect mutual respect, right, from the people that I work with, if you're my client, I serve you. That's what I can't kind of wrap my head around. I serve you, not the other way around. You're paying me for helping you, right? So I'm serving you. So that means if you're on the other side of the world, like my client is in Japan or my client in France or my client in the UK, I make my schedule work for that. All right. And like I said, this is an unpopular opinion. I see coaches who are like, my calls are at 12 o'clock and that's when they're going to be. You can catch the replay, right? Who am I to say this is my work time? This is just the way I feel. I don't feel like I'm serving my people if I'm like, this is my work time. And if it doesn't work for you, oh well, just catch the replay. Right. It just doesn't it never made sense to me. And so I literally want to change that about coaching. I really do. And I want you to think how you can better serve your people. All right. Yes, I get it. We don't all have the same flexibility. I have the flexibility where I can move my schedule around and do different things. I understand that. I do. But if someone is paying you a good chunk of money, doesn't it seem like you should be a little bit flexible? That's all I'm going to say. I really feel that from the bottom of my heart. Now, there are coaches that are going to think I'm batshit crazy and be like, you know what? F her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Right? But that's why in like my high ticket program, right? People are paying me a good chunk of money in my mastermind that's coming out. We work in pods, okay? And I put you, if you go into it, I put you in a pod that will work for your schedule. Again, it's an unpopular opinion to do these things because that means I do have to work at different times of the day. But that's how I work things. And I know, again, it can't work for everybody because everybody, has different things going on. I get it. But we can kind of work around things, in my opinion, often. I had a coach where literally her schedule is 9 to 3 and that's it. That's all she worked. There was nothing outside. It was 9 to 3, that's it. And her group call, I don't remember what time it was, 10 or noon or something like that. I can't remember. And if you couldn't be on it, then you have to catch the replay. So that means you weren't able to ask questions at the end and stuff like that, right? So that's why I feel it's important for me to be able to have some flexibility. So yes, that means, one night, sometimes two, depending on what's going on, I have to work. You know, again, I am trying to serve my people, you know? It's important for me to be able to do that. I don't have to do it, but I really want to. And here's the thing. When I say to my husband, like, well, tonight is my call, I'm not like, oh my God, tonight is a call and, I have to be on it. Like, I get to do that. I get to actually do that and help people and serve them by being more flexible. And when I get off those calls, I'm lit up because I know my people aren't stressed about not being able to be on the call. So, what I'm saying is just think how you can have your boundaries, but still serve your people in a way that makes you really be there for them, to give some flexibility to other people. Maybe you don't have as much flexibility as I do. I get it. So tell people ahead of time, these are when the calls are going to be, but I have recordings. Let them know ahead of time so they can make that decision. Or if you're doing one-on-one or something like that, let them know that these are your working hours and this is when you work. Don't spring it on them afterwards. Um, or try to have one outside the box time block that you can do that work in. So if you have somebody that's interested, in a program and you do have, maybe one call a month where it's at nighttime because those people are working during the day. I can't tell you how grateful people really are when you try to have some flexibility, when you try to really serve them in that way. All right. It's going to help you stand out in the sea of people doing what seems like everybody's like doing the same thing, like creating, okay, these boundaries need to be set. I don't disagree that you need to have boundaries. I have boundaries. I teach my clients to have boundaries. I don't disagree with that. But when we are so strict with everything, right? When we are so, this is when I'm working and that's it. And if you don't like it, then you can catch the replay. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good on the other side. So think of how you can think outside the box and do some outside the box stuff because that's really going to make you stand out from the people all doing kind of the same thing. All right. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.